people, white
people,
people, killing white people, white people. Yes. What the hell is up, my Zoos? It is episode 19 of the ZUDECAST. I got chlorine in my eyes. Everything looks all hazy. And that's how you know it's really white boy summer going on. But some people are not vibing with white boy summer. As we can see, a certain Yale professor not vibing with white boy summer. In fact, she could be the biggest enemy to white boy summer of all time. We'll get into that.
We have to do the so that's why we're doing the character assassination today.
That is correct.
It's a hit piece episode about
yes.
those who are conspiring against white boy summer, and I'm passing it for a white boy, so like I'm pro white boy summer. Okay, all right.
All are allowed in white boy summer.
I can get away with it as long as I don't start saying no Mexican slang. You feel me?
Right. No,
I like that
go
white
ahead,
boy
go ahead.
passing. Yeah, I feel like we're all
white passing.
Yeah, Bobby's white passing too for sure.
All right. So as you know, I'm your boy Chris Paisley, Crispy Grooves, here as always, Zudes with the news, and then we've got Eli Garcia over there, Adrian Grody.
Yo, what the fuck is up? It's your boy Adrian Grody. You know, I make music and I like draw and like write words next to the drawings, and it's like a book, but it's like a comic too, like a comic strip,
like
but
for kids.
But yeah, like for children,
Like for people who can't read a real book.
yeah, exactly, just like that.
Nice.
And by the way, fuck you. I am really reading a real book. I got fucking Bram Stoker's fucking Dracula here.
Hey,
Props to you,
bro.
go.
I haven't read a real book in like 8 fucking years.
Dude,
I read the real book sometimes. Jazz.
Oh,
And then we got Bobby Beans over there. Robert Ware.
Ware's Vibes. Hit me up on Instagram. If you want some fucking like music lessons or shit,
he's the fucking guy.
go to my website. Hit it up.
He'll teach
true.
you for money.
Plug. I'll teach you for money. It's
You can't
cheap,
hit him
though.
up on Facebook though.
Hey, seriously though, this fool is one of the best music producers there fucking is. He knows his shit. So anybody in the crowd having questions, please hit up this fool. He deserves to blow up.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, if anyone needs some guitar lessons, your boy is ready to teach, and I'm also broke, so hit me up.
And if anybody needs history tutoring in this crazy history,
Got to be on the right side of history.
100% of the plugs. Let's go.
yo, bitch,
Front-
got 100% of the plugs. Let's go.
Oh, we're front loading the plugs, if you know what I fucking mean. So anyways, yikes. There's so many things to talk about, so much insanity in the world. Let's start with Zudes with the news.
Hello, we are the Suits with
Go back to the topic list so we can do the overview.
Fuck your topic.
You're
All
so
right.
excited to get into the headlining story here. So yes, the headline story is a professor here went on a how should I say this?
A based.
A New York based psychologist went on record while giving a guest lecture at Yale via Zoom about how she fantasized about brutally murdering white people without remorse. And there's a lot to dig
She's
into
killing the
there.
vibes. She's killing the vibes.
Yeah, she's
That's all
definitely
she's killing.
Yeah, definitely. And then there was an entire censorship campaign, and we're talking about, was she misquoted, or was it, So we're gonna really dig deep
Yeah.
on that, looking at the evidence there.
Because we really don't want to take things out of context.
Oh, we
But,
don't.
So let's take some things out of context.
Let's do it.
Yo,
Yeah, we
quick
got-
shout out to all the people up in chat real quick.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yo,
So we
appreciate
got
y'all.
Goremonger Liz in the chat. We got
Johnny McCracken.
John Mack in the chat.
Johnny
Hell yeah.
McCracken, bruh. What's cracking, McCracken?
Wait. I know a John McCracken. Might be the same John McCracken. That would be crazy.
That's
McCracken.
probably
It's
is my
cracking.
neighbor. It's my neighbor. I grew up. Yeah.
That's wild, man. I
Yeah.
knew John McCracken a long time ago.
Name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, also, just real quick before Christian cuts. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna talk about China is issuing warnings about nuclear war, saying it needs to flex upon America to continue the Chinese mission. And
Pull up on me.
Fauci's ouchies, bro. We gonna fucking grill them. You already know. And you know, I never thought it'd be so simple, but you know, Drake bells and a little bit of hot water here too. And also last but not least too, I mean, with these are all the rest of the ones we just kind of do in whatever order we want. But fucking Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather, yo, I got shit to say about that, and I'm gonna pop off. It was so garbage, but yeah. Anyways, take it away, good sir.
And this is fucking awesome. Shout out to Robert, by the way, for setting up our. You can't really see it from our end, but he's got the TV set up here, and we can actually see all the chats right here. So keep them chats coming. We'll fucking interrupt.
Special, we'll interrupt. Speaking of interrupting, Keepa, shout out to Keepa right there. He reached out to the podcast, been watching the podcast, and reached out to us to get a little shout out. They got some music coming up, and we're gonna get into that later too, because I put it on the tail end of the slideshow. But shout out to Keepa.
That's what's up though.
And Gormonger and Angel Annekery out there. All right.
Hell yeah.
Story time. Look at that. It's busting.
It's busting. Look at us.
Right now.
We did an outline. We put some work into this episode, actually, which is rare. All right. We got a good old Fox Faux News clip here. Hopefully it works.
Ooh.
We got anything? No.
What's the fucking audio?
Good question.
Oh, there it is.
All right. We really all right, hold up. Damn it. It's working. It's just very, very lagged out, but that's okay. Whatever. The audio is the most important part. Let's just run it and be patient here. Okay. And also audio glitches.
Yeah, that's one I'm gonna have to figure out.
Damn it.
I thought it was good, man.
We had
Every
it.
time.
It was like a sample rate.
Okay.
Base psychiatrist. Woo!
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, she did want to talk some shit.
Wow.
Oh man. Woo. I'd smash.
Man, you already know this.
Yeah.
You'd smash her, then she'd smash your fucking
Oh
head.
my goodness.
Yo, hey, Moosey's in the chat.
Yeah.
Taylor, hello.
Hey.
Oh man. So lot
Fucking-
to dig in there. First of all, you already know.
But it's interesting because her her people, her Yale people, the people at Yale are, some of them are trying to defend her in a sense, and
Others are actively trying to cover it up. The number of views that was able to be rewatched on the lecture, was limiting it.
Yeah.
And you already know they're trying to keep a tight lid on it, and there's definitely some censorship, bro, because that's pretty bad.
and what there's, but it's like they took her out of context, but it's like, what context would really make that? And she's like, unless she said directly after that, it's like, is what I would say if I was a psychopath. And that is an example of someone who needs serious mental health work. And that's why we advocate for therapy. No, but I don't think that context quite exists out there.
Do you think there's an actual context that would make what this she said here sound good?
I was trying to think of something, because I don't want to take things out of context, and sometimes you got to put things in a new context to make them really make sense. So I just want to give Dr. respect to Dr. Aruna Kilanani. Say her name, bro. Still alive.
I know.
I just want to give her,
The benefit
of the doubt,
even though she wants to put a 45 slug in your brain.
That's 5 of them. We'll see. So let's try and check it out maybe in another context. We use the help of artificial intelligence technology to provide to you a just close your eyes. Imagine Brooklyn, 1994. You're fat. You're black. And let's see how the Biggie version does. Okay, see if it does anything for you. Let us know in the chat if it kind of changes your perspective a little bit on what she was saying. And let's hear it and give it. You're gonna have to. Woo. Ooh, that's a hook.
It ain't gonna happen.
They got 5 holes in their head. All right.
Oh man.
So,
That was nothing but bangers, yeah.
correct sound usage. Man,
Damn.
no audio.
No, wait. It's probably catching up. Hang on. There's
it's
a
probably-
lag from the thing. Yeah.
Okay, wait. Did you guys hear that? Please tell you guys fucking.
There's
heard
a
that.
lag on a lag on the lag right now. You feel me? There's a lag from your
There's
computer.
lag upon the lag.
And then there's the lag from us to YouTube, and then from them back to us for the chat. You feel me?
Yeah.
Woo-wee.
God, fuck, damn it, dude. Fucking Jesus Christ.
Play it on the
Play it
phone.
on your phone.
Play it on your goddamn
So
phone.
play it
Did-
again.
So wait, you can't. So fucking goddamn.
Technical difficulties.
There's never an end to this. Why?
Yeah, there's always something. God, there's
So
always
wait,
something.
you guys didn't hear the fucking actual video either.
Did you guys hear the video or no?
God
Nope.
damn it, dude.
No, bro.
Why can we not get this fucking audio right? I swear to God, like we
It's a
tested it so
fucking-
many times.
I know it's so perfect when it's not fucking.
Are you?
Well,
Christ, Jesus fucking Christ. Hold on. You pull it up on my phone. I have like 13%.
I spent 5 fucking hours today trying to fix this.
wow, Bobby, doesn't sound like you know what you're. No,
Well-
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Clearly. I have not been on an
Yo, Nicole. Nicole's in the chat. Yo.
Yo,
What's
welcome back.
cracking?
Welcome back.
Yeah, no, we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to get the fucking. No, dude, it was a slapper straight up. No wonder we were jamming in silence, but fuck, man.
Watching us jam to silence.
For real
is
though, hey,
cool,
could
cool.
you guys hear the video though? Because I mean, it might be the audio clip having embedded weird.
I don't think so, man. Okay, but
Play that shit off your phone, bro. Play
All
it
right,
right up to
all
the mic.
I have fantasies of alone in a revolver instead of hand of any white person that got in my way, burying their bloody body and washing my bloody hands as I walked away relatively useless. I found my step. I did the world a fucking favor, but people are out of their minds and they have been for a long time. So I feel demented by a predator who thinks they all say on superheroes do with step responsibility. That ain't gonna happen. They got holes in their brains.
Fuck, dude. Doesn't nearly have the same effect.
it doesn't have the same. The bass is not there.
Yeah, I know it slaps.
Well,
bro. Damn it.
One day we'll figure it out.
Damn it, dude. We always got all this gold, bro, and
Yeah.
it just ends up getting turned to bronze, bro.
It was like pretty muffled to begin with, so
No,
yeah,
I know,
like,
yeah.
that's part of the problem.
So that is an AI recreation of Biggie Smalls rapping the Yale psychiatrist's
Say her
racist
name, bro.
rampage. Dr. Aruna McBoona Duna. Fuck, man, I don't.
But yeah.
So you know, cool. That took some effort.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, anyways, let's talk about why would you say that at a college campus too? Like that's like where like mass shootings happen and stuff. Like
Yeah.
just
Usually
disgraceful.
they grow out of it by college. If they
yeah, true. Yeah, true.
there's only there's only a couple college ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. We always get the ball rolling, and then some fucking shit happens, and we're
Yeah.
like,
Everything's fucked.
no, we're good. No,
Look
we're
at us.
good.
We made a slideshow. We did all this for you, and we still can't get this fucking audio to work right. Everything's fucked. So what do you guys think about this diatribe here?
Yeah, let's take a minute.
I'm gonna kill myself if next week I can't get the audio to work.
Yeah, I feel it.
That's a lot of time, bro. Shit. Anyway, I think I think whether or not it was like a bit or some sort of, out of context thing. Just like, why would you say that? That's oddly specific of you to fucking say.
I feel
for
like
just
you
a fucking
guys
bit.
really quick should read out what she said out loud if you can, because chat's like, man, didn't make sense, blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what,
you don't make sense.
Well, that's
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
well, for real, I was trying to ask. I was like,
all right, let's see here. Go.
But can they hear the video?
No, they can't hear the fucking video, apparently.
All right.
We try to make a great show. And it's just, All right. Oh, goodbye, chat. All right.
Goodbye, chat.
I had fantasies of unloading a revolver into the head of any white person that got in my way, burying their body and wiping my bloody hands as I walked away relatively guiltless with a bounce in my step, like I did the world a fucking favor.
I mean, that's enough right there, too, to fucking just like, dude.
Nice.
If you kill all the white people, are you doing the world a fucking flavor?
There will be more spices for the rest.
Fuck.
But also, yeah. I mean, we used to hoard all the spices, but now. Now, yeah. Well, yeah. There's a little bit of audio there.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Murder she already committed. Yeah.
Dude, right? Okay, so my whole thing too is, again, like, I feel like I've been saying this for years, is that the language that people use, they use very just, what is the, absolutist language? Only a Sith deals in absolutes,
Only
Absolutist
assist deals in absolutes.
But for real, I mean, fuck, dude, like, you see this kind of shit, like, you're just gonna casually, again,
I want to Google this chick.
yeah, let's Google her a bit. But I've been saying that the language has been hyping up for the past few years. It's really, really bad.
Yeah, this chick definitely murders.
Well, yeah, no, it's like fucking definitely black.
But it's definitely like BDSM, like foreplay is how it starts out,
Oh yeah,
and then it just turns into murder.
yeah.
I hope.
Just picks up white dudes at the bar, takes them home.
And it puts a slug in their brain.
Okay. Dr. Aruna Kilanani, Killa Whitey claims she was using provocation as a tool for real engagement. Oh, wow. Sort of like how comedians and stuff and musicians and YouTubers and things do.
Too much of the discourse on race is a dry, bland regurgitation of new vocabulary words with no work in the unconscious, Kalani reported. And if you want to hit the unconscious, you have to find real negative feelings. Listeners and critics alike should not have taken her words literally and could use them as a therapeutic tool. My speaking metaphorically about my anger was a method for people to reflect on negative feelings, to normalize negative feelings, because if you don't, it will turn into a violent action. That's like kind of like, well,
It was just a thought experiment. I was just talking about in Minecraft.
like
I'd kill all white people. In Minecraft, I put 5 holes in their head.
I'm
in
so sick
Minecraft.
of how it's like too. It's like, no, ain't nobody kink shaming out here. You fucking kidding me?
No, I already said I would smash.
No, straight up. We already been said that. Duh. I'll let her put a bullet in my head, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Do it. Fucking end it. Just fucking
Just
end it,
fucking, Well, apparently, Bobby, if the audio doesn't work, you know who to call.
My work is important, her email continued, and I stand by it. We need to heal in this country. And so I just want to go on a little diatribe about how I want to murder white people.
Oh yeah, the lecture was called "The Psychopathic Problem of the White Mind."
Wow.
Yeah.
What is the white mind, dude? Wow. During the lecture titled "The Psychopathic Problem of the White Mind," very projecting much. Kilanani, who is not affiliated with Yale. Oh, okay, good. Said she cut off most of her former white friends 5 years ago. Yeah, I'm sure she cut them off, and they didn't just like all say like "fuck this crazy bitch." Adding that there were no good apples out there. Okay. Several faculty members, God, fuck New York Post and their little
I know.
pop-up
Pop-up bar.
Several faculty members at the Ivy League institution later expressed concern about the shrink's talk while saying its tone and content were antithetical to its values. Yale School of Medicine said in a statement.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's like you can't fucking like you can't say shit like that, right? Like they're fucking taking people off
Free
campuses
speech,
for fucking.
brother.
Well, no. I mean, I know it's a free. Hey, and also I'll say it too. You know, free speech doesn't mean free of consequence. You know what I mean? There's that whole thing. But I mean, I don't think that she wasn't allowed to say it. But it's like, yo, you can't try to defend this really. And this is where like fucking Ivy League education. This is what you're doing here. That sounds like some douchebag fucking a student teacher.
It sounds like a slam poetry.
Well, it does. It sounds like slam poetry and straight up, because I was thinking about it too. My freshman year at college, I had hella student teachers, and they were all trying to spit their little fucking bullshit, their own little, thesis, hot take on
little manifesto
on different, issues and shit, and they're trying to just, stuff it down onto us, and it's like, well, it doesn't even work as well because it's like we're young adults, not fucking teenagers and shit, so you can't just project your fucking studies onto us. It doesn't fucking work like that. But seriously, this is where Ivy League education is at right now. I really wish I asked my friend who went to Yale what he thought about this, because honestly, bro, I feel like he probably doesn't even probably hasn't even heard about it, bro.
Yeah.
They've been keeping it on the down low. But yeah, I remember something like this happened too when I was first at Sac State. A teacher said that what happened to the Native Americans wasn't genocide, like it can't count as genocide. And it was like a big old thing, blew up, was in the fucking newspaper, all this shit, people fucking fired, rallied up against them and shit. And, that was before all this stuff was big. But now for, this to happen at Yale, it's just fucked up, it's just like so gross. I'm not a fan.
Jesus.
It's like hardcore cringe at best. Like the only kind of people that can get away with saying shit like that are comedians, right? Because
Right.
like the setup, it's a joke.
Well, that's what I even said. I was like, this sounds like something I would be saying, like, if I was fucking, like, just being as fucked up as possible. Like, I want to walk down this plaza and unload a fucking revolver into the back of every white person's head. Like,
Yeah, it's
like
fucking
for real,
crazy.
it sounds like I sound like a fucking cuckoo bird just saying that out of my mouth right now.
Yeah.
But fuck, man.
Yeah, it's really
Scaring
hard
me,
to put
bro.
that into a good context, honestly.
So, and then we got Nicholas Christakis here. I don't know who the fuck that is. Blue check mark. To be clear, it's not having disturbing fantasies that is problematic, nor even discussing such fantasies in a classroom. Most human beings have disturbing fantasies, and this can be a proper topic for discussion. People's actions are more important than their thoughts or words.
We spend all this time too saying like you can't radicalize school shooters, like you can't radicalize people to fucking they're like people are so susceptible to information, you can't trust them to learn things on their own and interpret things on their own, so we have to ban things. But then it's like but this is just a conversation about discussion. And it's like, especially to be honest, dude, college kids, like, dude, college kids are not, they're ready to fucking blow at any given point, bro. Like, I don't know. I just don't think it's not a vibe.
Yeah, it's hard to sell me on the idea that your outlook on life is the correct one when it's like every single person like spouting that outlook is also just like laden with extreme mental illness and it's like fucking, just like, I mean, it's hey man, we've all, we've dealt with like depression and anxiety and all that kind of shit and all sorts of mental problems, but it's like, damn, it's like you're not really selling it to me. I'm like, this is how you become a healthy person, and I care about mental health awareness and all this, and it's just like, yeah, you kind of psycho.
Well, I hate the whole thing too, where it's like, let me pull the quote back up. It's like where she's like, they have no like reason, you can't like reason with them. They think they're a superhero or a god, and it's like, I don't really understand. Like, I understand like what she's saying about people who think that way. But to me, this woman very clearly has a lot of disdain towards like humanity, from what I can tell, because I feel like if you can, and she's just blaming it on white people. You feel me? Because I get being frustrated with like the haves and the have-nots and like the system, man. I feel it, and like I've
You've done pretty well in the system if you're speaking at Yale.
Yeah, that's what I'm fucking saying too, though, for real. And it's like you probably just got there by shitting on people like this and being edgy. But yeah, I straight up said too, like this is the kind of shit I would joke about when I'm in like a really bad place, and this woman is obviously in some pretty bad, way.
But then the fact that people are trying to like defend it and like where it's like, it's just words. It's just words can't hurt you. That's not inciting violence. That's just that's just words. It's only actions that you need to worry about. Like, yeah,
I
that could be a
the
proper.
start of every violent act on this
Yeah.
planet.
You know, I think my whole thing too is I feel like I know, like, because I know some teachers be doing this shit. Believe me, I've dealt with teachers that do this kind of shit. You know, say something edgy to kind of try to put things in perspective. Because yeah, like Nicole said right there, there's genocide in this country is a thing. You know, and it's not something. It's not so clear cut like other examples, but like it is a huge thing. All kinds of people's had really bad shit happen to them. So I get where like that it's like, oh, it's a thought experiment. Like imagine this in your head, you know, but like it's also not when people are genuinely like saying this kind of shit on a regular basis. The country's really about about to pop off. The racial tensions are super high. The racial violence is super high, you know.
Yeah.
And it's not a good thing to be telling the people that are about to, graduate and go off to be psychologists. Which to me that also reeks of some MK Ultra shit for sure, because it's a psychologist teaching upcoming psychologists that this is the way, and this is the way to get people to think and get people to imagine a white genocide or imagine a genocide in period. Which again, convincing people to get the idea in their head is the first step of a genocide too. So, and I'm not even saying like, oh, it's gonna be all white people, but it's like there could be mass violence based on ideology coming up, and I think that's a possibility.
Yeah, but just talking like that is very, like, hate to bring it to old mustache, but it's like that's how he spoke about a certain group of people. Like about how it would be doing the world a favor. Not that it's like, oh, it's a bad thing but I have to do it, or there's some other justification, but it's like, but that it would be doing the world good. Like, and that's when you convince the world that, when you convince people that killing a bunch of other people is going to do the world a favor, like that's where shit starts getting real rocky.
Well, again,
and also I just want to say, like, he says most human beings have disturbing fantasies, and this can be a proper topic for discussion. Now, sometimes I have like a disturbing fantasy where I'm like driving and then I see someone in the bike lane and I'm just like I just, I think about it. But I don't like walk into like, a golden corral and be like, all these fucking white people in here. Fucking go, like I'm not, I'm just like, that's just projecting. I feel like it's like, well, most people have fucked up fantasies about, about genociding people. It's like, no, I don't think most people do. I can't say that I have had thoughts quite on that level.
Most people have fantasies about like killing their siblings or one of their coworkers or something like that.
Right.
Or it's just people that they have to deal with every fucking day that they're like sick of, man.
Yeah.
Like
Old mustache.
Old mustache.
Now I was gonna say too, though, I was like, I really do think it's I think the seed has been we've already seen the results of it too. I say this on damn near every episode. We have been suffering mass social conditioning ever since about 2011, 2012. From what I've witnessed personally, just me alone, for what I've seen in my own experiences on the internet, I feel as though we've been under some serious, social conditioning. And even recently in the past couple of years, with how fucking crazy people are getting over, shit that doesn't really involve them like directly, and how willing people are to, attack and accost each other over shit like, I'm wearing a fucking red hat or I got a fucking blue sticker. Like, I think that this, I'm not surprised at all that this shit happened. If anything, it just fucking makes me laugh, because it's so fucked up. But I really do need to ask my friend who went to Yale, like, what he thinks of this, bro. Because I want to ask, like, what, because he's pretty, I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty liberal. I love him to death, but he's definitely like, very liberal. But I want to
nothing wrong with being liberal.
Nothing wrong with that, by the way. Nothing wrong at all. I was saying too, I was like, bro, I still feel like I'm more of like an anarchist, like a weird, like I don't even know. I just believe in like
same.
I believe in order, but not law. Like. So.
Law and order.
Anyways,
you gotta have them both. Just order, but no law. I fucks with it. Well, man, the thing is, everybody's like, well, but if we didn't have government, we would have all these problems. And it's like, but all the problems that you talk about that would exist without government are problems that are exacerbated by having government. You know what I mean? Like,
Like I think small government is what needs to happen, you know, like more consolidating of shit and you know, stop
states and shit.
yeah, and then like take, you know, I don't know, I think
States' rights.
states rights, brother, and then institutions need a lot, like not have so much power, like schools and shit, because again, you got a fucking, you know, chick at the school talk about how she wants to. I wonder how the white people in the room are feeling that day. You feel me? Like I must have been an awkward lecture to sit through, and I get it, even if it's like
they're just like self-flagellating, just like.
I get it too, because I've had like, I feel like I've been in college classes where like you go ham. Like I've literally at one point I was just like straight up like, you know, fucking spit flying from my mouth, going on all the fucking hand motions and shit, like banging on my desk because I'm talking about the shit we're talking about. So like I get it, but also like I feel like too, if your students aren't speaking up or whatever, like, and you're just like a professor going off doing whatever you want to, like, yeah, that's led to some really like one professor, no one would participate like that. And he kept on trying to get us to do thought experiments and talk about the book we're supposed to read. And then he would talk about like all this shit. But then he would start talking about like again, because no one was questioning him, no one was saying like that. He started like making all kinds of like fucked up comparisons about like from his life and like shit he's done like to his family and shit. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. He's all like, yeah, you know, no, he's like, my dad got cancer and no one wanted to get up and get him and bring him around. So we put him in a fucking home. And it's like, damn, bro, like that. But anyways, you know, I think we can move on to the next story.
Yeah,
here.
I'm pissed that the fucking Biggie Smalls thing did not go through perfectly. Maybe we'll put that out. We'll spice it up a little bit.
I know, it's gonna be a slapper now. We're gonna do a ZUDECAST soundtrack coming up. By the way, not coming up, but like, you know, just
news
eventually.
to me, but all right.
Eventually, we're gonna do ZUDECAST soundtrack, bro. Make music and shit.
Well, and here's the thing, man. Government fucking poisons everything, and when you have, you know, it poisons science because, I mean, look at this whole shit with Fauci and the emails and all this shit that's dropping. It's like, you can't just have scientists that are doing science for the sake of knowledge and learning. They're more just worried about like, okay, how do we cover up anything that might be linked to us that makes us look bad? And how can we sort of keep it so that we keep getting funded, or, you know, make sure that our asses are covered. Fuck what the, you know, fuck the public and what they, you know, need to be told. We'll lie to them just to save our own asses for a period of time.
I don't even like really consider Fauci that much of like a scientist anymore. He's not like really like practicing anything. He's more of just like an admin kind of guy. Yeah. But the problem too is that he's like pretty much the highest paid person in the United States government. Yep. So like, yeah,
because they know they can use him as a bobblehead, dude. Like
he's the patsy. He's the fall guy now. Yeah, he's the highest paid. What were you saying, Bobby?
Well, I mean, yeah, he's pretty much the highest paid person in the government. So like, of course, government poisons science when you're just like making money and you're comfortable and you'll just say anything, you know, just to keep your job.
Right. And the fact that we don't think that scientists are human beings too. They're not above being bribed. Like, go back, look it up, you know, the sugar industry. They, you know, the government would pay off fucking the sugar companies would pay off government scientists to say that, you know, oh, sugar's not the problem, it's fat, you know, fat is the problem and cholesterol and all this shit. And they would, you know, they completely changed the whole narrative about like the food pyramid and all this shit. You know, remember all that got milk propaganda? They will literally brainwash you to get you to just drink milk. Like, even with the most basic shit, they will throw fucking propaganda. I remember there's all those, like, we can look up some of the old got milk shit where it's like Frankie Muniz and he's like, man, and he's like drinking milk. It's fucking weird. But they would, you know, the food pyramid lies. And these fucking scientists got bribed by the sugar industry to lie about sugar for like 50 grand. Well, that's like a weak ass bribe.
My only thing about the got milk shit is just because like that was more aimed at like the younger kids, because I mean when you're growing up it is good to drink milk because
they put the fucking growth hormones in there. That's what
the dairy industry wants you to think. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I drank a decent amount of milk.
I don't fuck with milk,
I fucking
bro.
love milk. I mean,
I don't
need some.
Right. It's white boy summer. Me and you, Ethan, we drinking milk.
Oh, yeah.
I remember couple of years ago, it was like milk is a sign of white supremacy, and I'm like, why? Because white people can drink it without getting the shits.
I mean, that shit chocolate milk, dog.
That is one. That is all right.
Hey, man.
That's one of
can
the
say
real
it,
white
I'm
privileges for
Chocolate
sure.
milk is just milk doing brown face, bro.
Yeah.
You already know I be drinking that alpaca milk, bro. It's the only shit I can digest.
Y'all ever tried goat milk?
Yes.
No.
It's alright.
That shit's.
What the
nasty.
fuck? Yo, what the fuck is almond milk, dog?
I drink almond milk all the
Nut
time.
juice.
Nut juice.
You drink nut juice.
Yes.
That's all I need to say.
Juice. All right.
You know, man, the Egyptians did it. So, and the Greeks too.
Yeah. But so I guess the point though is that, Dr. Fauci is definitely trying to save his own ass right now. And the emails that come out about him, if you look at, here's the top story, Bloomberg, Fauci gay emails prove nothing about a COVID lab leak.
They don't. They just say like fucking like he said one thing and did another constantly. And it's like, that's what everybody's been saying the whole time. And it's like,
Exactly.
I really like, I don't know whether to be like happy or to be like, when, conspiracy stuff gets like confirmed basically and stuff like, I don't know whether to be happy or just be like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it's like, no, kind of not better late than never, like.
No, well,
like,
because once it's too late and the damage is already done, it's like, I was like trying to talk to like my mom about this and she's like, well, I still like I'm like, no, you don't like, it's like, I still like Dr. Fauci, but if he did lie to everyone, that'd be pretty bad. I'm like, but he did lie to everyone.
It's not even like he's a fucking musician or an artist or an
No.
actor or like
No.
Where it's like I still
or an
like him.
active doctor, even.
Yeah, it's like fucking yeah. It's like Mel Gibson's a piece of shit, but Apocalypto is fucking lit. Like
Right. Dr. Fauci wants nothing other than just attention for himself.
oh, pull up what Donnie Jr. said about him about
Oh.
Dr. Fauci. He posted a
Oh,
particular meme, forecasting certain events, which I don't think they'll come that far, but I'm just gonna go ahead and jump out ahead of this and say I don't think Dr. Fauci killed himself. All right, what do you guys think? You think he's in a position where
That's a threat against Dr. Fauci. He's gonna murder Dr. Fauci. Go on.
in a coke fueled rampage?
Yeah,
bro? He's
yeah,
obviously, yeah.
sweating up a storm with this little fucking man beard there.
Right. So, the Yale psychiatrist posting a whole thing about, murdering white people. That's just words. But this is a threat of violence. A Leonardo DiCaprio meme. Wow. And you can tell because this is from Django Unchained. And Leonardo DiCaprio is very racist in that movie. So you could tell that, Donald Trump Jr. idolizes this racist character. And he wants to measure your skull and find out the differences. Jesus Christ. And that thing is, that shit was science back in the day. They were
That's what I was
like,
gonna say too,
they're
man.
like, the
Science
skulls
is
are
some of the-
different.
Hey, yo,
What can we do?
It's like one of my favorite authors, H.P. Lovecraft. No, all of his. Yeah, somebody hit that fucking the drink counter.
the Zudecast bingo. We need to do a Zudecast
We
bingo.
do need to do a Zoocast bingo. That'd be fire.
Yeah.
No, all of his stories are literally they're fucking sci-fi horror stories about stuff that was like fucking cutting edge science in his day. Like there's like a mission to Antarctica, which was really happening at the time. The story From Beyond is about UV radiation and shit, and that's why he's so visionary too, because it straight up says this shit's terrifying. Like this shit is we are playing with fire here. When it comes to science. And you know who else had the best scientists? The Nazis. They fucking made the best fucking scientific advances, in human history.
They had no limit.
some of them,
They had no one telling them no.
They had no one telling them no. They allegedly had aliens they were talking to, yeah, exactly. They just fucking justified all their bullshit with science and progress. So I don't know how the fuck everybody thinks like trust science being anti-science, and it's like, dude, come on, use your fucking head. You ain't never heard of scientific racism, bro.
Right?
Oh yeah, y'all didn't pay attention that hard, did you? You fucking flip-flopping pieces of shit. To my people who don't flip-flop, I love y'all. At least if you stick to your guns, no matter what they are. I respect you.
But if you flip flop, you're gonna get the chancla.
Yeah, if you flip-flop, you're gonna get the chunk straight up, bro. So yeah, man, Fauci's ouchies. He got a book deal canceled too,
Yeah.
bro. So what do you guys think? Is he gonna go to fucking jail? You
No.
think he's no? You don't think he's gonna go to jail? You don't think he's gonna get fucking smeared in public court? He's already not.
He's probably gonna have to like pay some amount of money or something, and his book is gonna get canceled.
I'm afraid they're gonna blame the whole COVID thing just on Fauci, and then it's like
right.
China's never gonna fucking see any
Right.
kind of consequence. Like,
Yeah, well, we had a really good clip of fucking Rachel Maddow and Dr. Fauci, you know, circle jerking it,
jerking it on,
you know,
on the
and
news.
she's trying to like defend him, and you know, Rachel Maddow, she's like, well, there's all these conspiracy theorists out there that say that COVID was a bioweapon brought by the Chinese or whatever. But it's like that's not even what people were saying, and necessarily, there were people that said that. And it's not something that can be ruled out that the Chinese made COVID as a fucking bioweapon. But that's not even what people were saying. They were like, maybe it escaped from the lab in Wuhan. And that, but you know, if you said that, you were a racist, you were a conspiracy theorist. But they keep conflating, you know, well, this is what they say. But that's just a straw man where it's like, no, not that many people are arguing that it was specifically a bioweapon. They were just saying maybe it escaped from the lab because the lab didn't have enough security. You know, because a bio lab where they're doing gain of function research on a virus should have pretty good fucking, like, they should have their own like little like medical wing for people that start getting symptoms. Like, you shouldn't just send them out into a regular hospital with the rest of the people.
All I gotta say
They
is, who
should.
made this lab?
What?
It is an internationally funded lab. It's by it's the Wuhan lab or whatever.
Yeah.
It receives funding from multiple different companies that are you know, multinational companies.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were talking about this like gain of function research. Because they take animal viruses and they normally don't affect people, but they fucking modify them slightly.
They juice them up.
Yeah, they juice them up. And you know, my whole thing too, it's like, why was this theory so like undeniable? The fucking virus that shuts down the world might have been man-made, bro. How many fucking zombie movies have we watched? How many fucking, you know, Last of Us and fucking, you know, all that shit where it's like, dude, like this, everybody becomes suspect of you know, everything.
When was the last, you know, virus or disease or whatever that shut down the entire world that you can think of?
Polio
Spanish flu.
or Spanish?
Spanish flu.
Yeah.
But even,
Black plague.
but even, yeah, polio didn't even shut it down. Like
Yeah,
Stuff
that.
like
dude.
that only happens.
But they didn't do it the same. They didn't have the same government like restrictions
Yeah,
on
yeah.
anything.
Well, yeah, because
They're just like,
because
be
they're
careful.
primitive
They're
motherfuckers. They didn't.
They're
have
just
the
like,
same-
be careful outside. I don't know. Try not to get polio.
Yeah, they didn't have the same like medical facility and like, you know,
Yeah.
knowledge and research to be able to handle this kind of stuff, but they did fine. So I think the likelihood of this just like escaping from a fucking lab that's supposed to have, you know,
Yeah.
immense measures against this sort of thing happening, I think it was, you know, rather done intentionally.
I think too, I just want to say that we're still lucky because even though like, you know, there have been a lot of cases and deaths and, you know, I feel like there's been a lot of externalities, you know, where it's like negative externalities where it's like, you know, it's not about COVID, but then it's the stress around COVID. Obviously, you know,
Yeah,
like suicide,
definitely.
drug use,
Oh, yeah.
you know, financial distress, all that shit's fucking,
Right.
you know, on the rise. But in terms of just straight deaths and shit, bro, it is still not nearly as bad as
any of those.
either one. But the Spanish flu, particularly, man,
Yeah.
dude, India got rocked by the Spanish flu, and they're kind of getting rocked by COVID right now, which is kind of sad, you know, because you got motherfuckers here fighting and beefing about, you know, like, I want to get my fucking donut. Did I get vaccine?
Right.
You know, and if you
Yeah.
if you get vaccinated, you know, whatever. I've been getting a lot of shit over my California accent lately too. So I'm like super self
What?
conscious.
Vaccinated?
Well, because I was like vaccinated. I'll say shit like that
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Like, you know, where I'll just like say words weird and shit.
I was
But-
gonna say, for like the whole stance on how India is going through it, it is pretty bad. But also, it wasn't talked about a lot in the media because a lot of it was hidden. But I know for a fact, for like the facilities in Mexico and stuff like that, what they were doing were saying, oh, all these patients were getting COVID when you go over as like a citizen of here, and you'd go over. I had a coworker that actually, his wife was getting some medical stuff done in the middle of COVID, and she was scared for him to come over and even enter the hospital because they could say, oh, you have COVID, take him. And what the cartel was doing was taking people's organs and shit, killing the people, and then you never come back from Mexico.
Sounds about right.
And some pretty wild shit because I mean it happened to quite a lot of people.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it made just, the whole thing just was everybody who could jumped on it as a means of, just expanding what they already got going for them, especially, I mean, I saw some people I know were like surprised. They're like, bro, can you believe that people are going to make like fake vaccine passports? I'm like, yes.
Yeah, you just created a black market for
and
it.
it's like, dude, yeah, like it's so easy. Like I'll fucking sell
Can
some
you
of them
believe? Yeah,
shits.
can you believe that people make
In
fake
Minecraft,
IDs?
in Minecraft.
Bro, it's like how many people get a fake ID just so that they can get a drink when they're 20? It's like why
thought
wouldn't
about
they
it.
get it?
I know.
Why, yeah, people do it all the time. But specifically about Fauci, though, what's really crazy and what's really damning about him is that we gotta wait see how things play out. But he potentially lied under oath about what he was talking about originally back in like last March and April. He was talking about how about the Rona is 10 times more deadly, like, if you get infected than your average flu. But the thing is, it's either that he was straight up lying or that he was just really mixing up the numbers and being so incompetent that he should just be fired for being incompetent, because he was comparing it was two different, like, kind of apples and oranges numbers. He was comparing infection rates with I forget. There's like the CFR and the IFR, whatever. But he was, basically he kind of fudged the numbers a little bit to make it look that that COVID is gonna kill you 10 times more likely if you get infected.
There was one more thing. So, you know how during COVID, when it was in its peak and stuff, South Africa was one of the first ones to actually say that, hey, don't worry about it. It's just like the regular flu. It's going to only come in the winter. It's not something that everybody needs to worry about. And they were like one of the first ones to open back up. And after that was said, we cut off trade deals with them while we were,
all lockdown and shit.
Yeah. And as soon as they said that, they cut it off. And I mean, I haven't heard anything bad about South Africa yet. They haven't been.
Yeah.
At least related to COVID.
Related to COVID. They got a lot of issues down there that they I feel like part of the reason they were like, we ain't got time to care about no fucking COVID.
They really
we
don't.
got fucking Champion District 9 happening down here. Like we're fucking Mad Max for real.
It's only because that the United States is as privileged or whatever as it is that, that so many people can afford to just be like, I'm just not going to go to work for a year and I'm going to just sit in my PJs and fucking do work from home on my laptop and, get my dick sucked while I'm doing a Zoom call, like that's great and all, but like, and a lot of people could just handle that and that was fine. But a lot of these other countries, it's like, yeah, like if I don't go out and work today, I don't feed my family and we starve. Like it's not like there's other countries like Myanmar. They never, I think it was no, it was one of those, it starts with an M, I forget. It was one of those like kind of South Pacific Asian countries or whatever. And they're like, yeah, no, we're not.
Malaysia.
I forget.
Maldives?
It's one of those. But then I forget exactly. Fuck, I don't know. We're so informed here.
What is geography?
But they were saying like, yeah, no, like we literally can't afford to shut down the country. America can't really either. That's why we're, veering into fucking inflation.
Inflation. Inflation.
It's like, what do you want?
Watch
we'll
that
just
shit
print more
blow
money
up.
for you.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was basically just, telling the public one thing about you have to wear your masks and you have to wear 2 masks, even though originally he said, I don't think they're very effective. They might stop a droplet or, he's just talking out of his ass the entire time.
Yeah.
But if people had known that this fucking shit probably did, and now it's acceptable to say that, hey, there's a good chance that this actually did leak from the Wuhan lab, that,
I think that
if people knew that last May, this would be a very, very different situation, you'd think.
I think that I'm kind of like in the past like 2 minutes since I was wondering too. I was like, I don't know whether to be happy or to be like, just like. I think I guess at this point too, I'm like, it is for my own resolve. Like like it's only a matter of time before the truth come out. You know what I mean? Like even with, you know, shit like, you know, that even, you know, like 9/11 and stuff, all the fishy shit about 9/11, that's in our lifetime, you know?
Right.
And that's one of the biggest fucking, you know, conspiracies in all of history. And so I think that, you know, the truth coming out, which I do feel like it is relatively coming out sort of quickly. I know a year seems like a long time, and it's not been a fun year and a half for sure. But they could have easily stretched this thing for like 5 years. It's happened before in history. They're like, "Ooh, yeah, no, you know, it's like 3, 4, 5 years of a pandemic being a problem." And so I
it
think
still could go that way.
it still could, and I think it still is, because I think that, you know,
There's a spike. There's gonna be another spike.
there's gonna be another spike allegedly, but like, you know, too, it's like these motherfuckers are really just trying to will history into existence.
Yeah.
Like the whole Capitol insurrection thing, bro. The fact that they're still, you know, not shutting the fuck up about
Yeah.
it. I saw some fucked up shit recently too, because basically like they're trying to say like the chick who got shot at that shit deserved to get shot and stuff, and I'm like, damn, son, y'all are foul. Like, you know, I feel like I'm a pretty like fucked up person. I got a fucked up sense of humor. I got fucked up.
Shot at what shit?
At the Capitol insurrection,
The
whatever.
Capitol riot.
The Capitol
Let's
riot.
say.
And-
Let's
yeah,
not
dude,
give them the.
Yeah, see, they already fucking did it though. They already put that fucking seed in my brain,
Right.
bro. That's what I'm saying.
It was a
They're
pretty weak insurrection.
Well,
if
that's what I'm saying. They're trying to like will it into existence.
Right.
You feel me? They're like, it's an insurrection,
Right.
And you know they're doing this shit left, right, up, and down. You know, and you know, I just want the truth to come out. And shout out to Rand Paul for grilling motherfuckers, you know, when no one else would, because he was out there going ham.
Yeah.
And yeah. So
Rand Paul, I mean, pretty much single-handedly got this shit rolling.
Right.
Like, you know, he put it all on the record when very few people are willing to do so. Like, there's a couple guys that are like out there talking, you know, like maybe like there's like Rand Paul, Thomas Massey, I guess kind of Don Jr. in a way, but and then, you know, but Don Jr., I don't know. Don Jr. is almost just right-wing AOC. But
yeah, basically, yeah, capital terrorist attack. Yeah, I mean, you could. Yeah, I mean, I don't personally see it that way. I think it's very.
kind of agree with that, just because I don't know,
What?
like capital and terrorist attack.
I'd say that's more accurate than an insurrection, honestly, because I mean, regardless of
if
whether
you call that a terrorist attack, you're gonna have to call a lot of mostly peaceful things a terrorist
that-
attack.
I do agree
my
there.
only thing is that
It's mostly peaceful.
It is our. I mean, it was mostly peaceful, but it
93% at least.
is our country and what everybody sees, and us as a whole. I mean, it is. We are the United
but
States,
I-
and we stay together. And once we
but that's
all
I
go into something like that,
I hear you, but also I kind of disagree because all the year before that there was all this shit, you know, when it was, you know, innocent business owners having their livelihoods destroyed and sometimes being killed, or, you know, having their
36 people died
breaking
total.
into their cars, or, you know, having people you know,
yet
going all sort. But and then in that situation, the police fucking, you know, didn't do anything to rectify that. They didn't protect people's property. They didn't help, you know, they didn't help out these business owners that got fucked over in these situations where they did nothing wrong, right? They're not the ones that are starting the race riots. Some guy working at a fucking O'Reilly's Auto Parts is like not, you know, is not responsible for, you know, the death of George Floyd or whatever. There's all this shit, and it was just, meh, it's mostly peaceful. Don't worry about it. It's fiery, but mostly peaceful. But as soon as you come on the state's turf, as soon as you come on the government's turf, then it's a big fucking deal. And no, you don't dare do that. That's an insurrection. And they're saying this is the worst act of aggression that's happened since the Civil War and all this like heightened fucking language. And it's like, it was really pretty fucking tame compared to a lot of the shit that went down. But it just shows you the government doesn't give a fuck if, you know, armed, you know, crazy motherfuckers that are rampaging, throwing fireworks inside your building, doing all that. They don't give a fuck about that. They only care when you come onto their turf, and then it's the biggest fucking deal of all time.
Well, my whole thing too about it is that like, right, yeah, there is a difference between riots and peaceful protests, absolutely,
Right.
and I think that you know, like, I feel like people are just genuinely not considering. Yeah, everybody wants to be anti, you know, the government, anti-authoritarian, but then they do not even factor in agent provocateurs whatsoever. People that are within your movement and are playing both teams. They're playing all three teams. They're on your side, you're on the people you're against side, and they're on the government side, and they're here, you know, specifically fucking to cause trouble. And if you think that that's, I really, you know, that's just historically
I also
everywhere, you know, like
Yeah.
it's fucking Black Panthers, Brown Berets, you know, National Communist Parties, Martin Luther King, you know, all they had fucking people that were in the government learning all their shit and making them look bad. That's their job. And now, you know, I think that with the Capitol shit, they were definitely let in. You know, that's obvious. They were let in.
It was a setup.
Obviously, you know, it was people that that were arrested.
And I'm not
there.
justifying what they did. Like, don't go into the fucking Capitol building. Don't go in and break windows. Don't go walk around with zip ties, fucking, you know, doing shit on Nancy Pelosi's desk. Don't do that. It's bad. I'm not saying it's justified in any way. I'm just saying the difference in treatment of, you know, and it's like, it's not like that was the only Capitol building or the only government building that was fucking attacked over the last year, right? And there was there was like the guy who fucking like, you know, brought an AR-15 and started trying to shoot up the ICE like detention facility or whatever. And there was that. There was there's all the leftists going and like bombing the courthouse in Portland.
Well, to me, the last straw was remember the video of the dude getting kicked in the side of the fucking head, bro, when he was surrounded by Antifa fools. Antifa also burned down my brother's neighborhood, by the way. Like, I can't like let that one slide, like, because straight up they went out of their way to fucking attack a fucking mostly Mexican neighborhood, and it's like that's fucked up. Because again, because it's like, oh, it's like we're fucking the system, you know, but it's like you're fucking attacking a bunch of Indian and Mexican people, bro. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. And you know, and again, like I said, Asian provocateurs, man, it's all been manufactured conflict in my eyes, from what I can see. Because I got, again, all of the shit, it was very much so played up, you know, and it's fucked up. Don't get me wrong, you know, I fucking hate the pigs. You know, I got my house raided by SWAT, hit that bingo card, and
Well,
but you know, but it's like I even told my friends this the other day. It's like, you know, people were saying like, you know, this is Trump's fault. You know, Republicans, you know, the people are pro cop and stuff. But then it's like, at the end of the day, dude, here in California, who signs the order to send in the dogs? Gavin Newsom. He sends in the fucking dogs when shit gets finger quotes out of control. And, you know, I mean, like, and so it's like, you know, you can't like, you know, look at it like left, right, or whatever. Like, and then again, because again, this fucking CIA is in here on both sides actively playing us all for a fucking fool. So I do, you know.
Yeah,
I think, like I said, I do think terrorist attack is more accurate, or terrorist activity, I'd say, rather.
Sure, it's definitely, there was definitely part of that, but also there was how many, you know, tens of thousands of people that were all there just to watch Trump speak, and then, you know, while Trump was still giving a speech, there was people, you know, going inside the building, being let in, being waved in some circumstances. So it's a very weird fucking situation. But I just don't like what I see from a lot of left-wing people is that they hate the cops. It's like, okay, like, I kind of fucking agree with you there. Like, they're very anti-cop, they're anti-authority in some ways. But then when it comes to, oh no, the White House, it's like this magical, sacred place that they love so much. And it's like, make up your mind. Is the government, you know, an evil, white supremacist, genocidal organization? Or are they, you know, respectable people that, you know, you shouldn't come in and fuck up their, you know, house and put your shoes up on their desk and, you know, steal their fax machine or whatever.
I think I was gonna say too, I feel like I throw people off when I talk about this kind of stuff too, because like I'm still very, like I said earlier, like anarchist. I'm not playing this left and right game like they did this but they did that. It's like, it's all bad and you're all being foolish if you do one thing. And like I said too, if you're fucking flip-flopping around, because again, you know, exactly, this fucking country's found, you know, there's a lot of hate on the founding fathers and all that stuff and on the Constitution and stuff, but then you praise stuff like, you know, like Roe v. Wade. People like fucking love, you know, it's a human right or whatever, you know, people are very pro abortion these days, and pro, you know, women's reproductive rights, and that's fine. But again, that's part of the Constitution. Those rights are protected by the Constitution. Do you believe in that? Do you believe in those rights? Those rights are there because this fucking piece of paper took 200 years to, you know, have work done on it.
It's but like, don't pretend to be like so anti-cop, ACAB, and then also be like super pro state in every other context. You know, because, I mean, I don't want anything physically bad to happen to any of these, like, Congress people or senators or any of that. But it's like, don't get it fucking twisted. They're the ones who, you know, are writing the fucking COVID legislation. They're the ones who are going to send your kids to go die in the Middle East so that we can spend trillions of dollars over there bankrupting the rest of the country so that we all get our ass kicked by China. it's it's like
My only
they're just
thing-
as bad as the cops, if not worse. They're like above the cops even. And how bad they are.
My only thing in this is that them doing this at the White House and rushing in, and it shows weakness in our country to all these other countries that do want to cause harm to us. It says, hey, they don't have shit under control. We can take that opportunity to keep on pushing our way in, and who knows, we might have a fucking Red Dawn situation. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It shows that we are breaking.
I
And
think
it's something-
yeah. I mean, I agree, but I think they did that shit on purpose. They let him in and let him go on this thing on purpose so that they could use this as bait. They baited a bunch of stupid fucking conservatives into doing that.
shit.
So like, yes, it was a stupid thing to do strategically, set back any like any chance of right wing culture sort of retaking a foothold back several years in a lot of ways, because I mean that's what we did have before Obama, and it wasn't a good thing. I'm not saying that that's a good thing or that's a thing that we should go back to at all, because when the right wing was in control,
they did culturally dominate.
they
America
culturally dominated,
for
and
a
then
while.
cancel culture back then was, oh, you don't support the troops, you don't support the war, you don't support the us bombing a bunch of brown people in Afghanistan and Iraq and all this,
Yeah.
but now
So,
it's
hey,
just flipped around.
speaking of-
Anyways, this is a very
Yeah, no, I was trying. I fucking hate Fauci. I
it's a
hate
heavy-
Fauci.
it's a heavy topic.
It's not even that it's heavy, bro. It's that it's just so big, and I hate these fuckers, and basically fuck them. But but on to another crazy motherfucker though. Since we're talking about war, good night, Nicole. Thank you for always coming in and chatting it up. We definitely gotta have you on the show sometime. Once we get it proper, we're gonna get a fucking guest setup going.
Don't trust China. China is asshole.
Dude, China is let's pull up the article here so that I'm not fucking talking shit. China warns of nuclear showdown with the United States, my dude. This is not a drill, ladies and gentlemen. I've been saying this for quite a while now. I'm not trying to be alarmist, but I do believe that World War III has started already. We're living in it. We're living in the precursor of it. Shut the fuck up. I'm tired of you talking heads. But I do believe that World War III has started. When history looks back, if it does go down in the next few years, this will be probably one of the inciting incidents. Personally. But
Yeah.
know,
COVID in general, or just
I do think COVID, yes.
yeah. Well, oh no, this is another thing I wanted to like mention about that was in the, I don't know if it was in that exact video with Maddow and Fauci, but Dr. Fauci was saying, now this saying that that the Chinese created a bioweapon to hurt Americans, but also themselves, and I think that's just a little far-fetched. That's a little far out there. It's like, really, you don't think that the Chinese government would do anything that would hurt the Chinese people? Like, oh, that wouldn't be beneficial to them. It's like, have you looked at the last 100 years? Of course they would do some shit. That's why I'm like, I can't rule it out. I can't automatically assume that it's a bioweapon, but I can't rule it out. Why wouldn't they? They've done it before. They killed 100 million of their own people last century. Why do you think they've stopped now? They have a 1,000-year plan. They're the oldest government that exists. They don't give a fuck.
It really is crazy though too. Like I had to fucking pop off on I don't know if I should call his name out. I kind of want to, but on Instagram, there's a certain individual who I don't respect his political views whatsoever. He identifies as a Maoist, which is like saying, I'm not a Nazi, I'm a Hitler Youth. That's what that's saying, okay? And I don't fuck with that either, bro. I'm not just a communist, I'm a Maoist, bro. So, which by the way, all this cancel culture shit, all the identity politics stuff, cultural revolution, Maoism, bro, straight up, bro. They said, you get a bunch of young college kids fired up, get them angry about what's respectful to the future and what's best for the future, get them to think that they individually have the authority to decide for people and for society, and get them acting as a collectivist consciousness, and then point them right at your enemies. That's Maoism, and I do believe that is what we've been looking at lately. Anyways,
Very similar.
So anyways, this fool's a fucking pro Maoist, and he's talking shit like ACAB, all this, America's fucking disgusting and left. And it's like, don't get me wrong, America's, fucked up too. But it's like, bro, China right now, bro, China, it's like, it's the same fucking government as when Mao Zedong. It's not even like Russia where it like collapsed and it's like sort of different now, not really, but yeah, China, it is literally the same government in the same beefs, screaming at Taiwan, beating up Tibet, like, you know, like it's fucked up.
And we're so worried that we're going to be economically taken over by China, yet we continue to just waste trillions of dollars, you know, with all these fucking Middle Eastern wars. And, you know, and now we're starting to talk about pulling out from Afghanistan and all this stuff. And I'm like, that's great. But then I also feel like when I hear Joe Biden pulling out from Afghanistan, that just means, hey, we need to take all of our shit out from Afghanistan and move it into the Pacific.
I think that this is going to be, if this comes, that enhancing China's nuclear weapon program was now vital to the country's strategic deterrence against the United States. See, they're already framing it as a defensive thing. That's propaganda, by the way. They're framing it because it's also so, like, you know, sensationalized. I like to think it's not going to happen again. I don't know that it won't happen again. I would like to think that it won't because, again, I mean, dude, it's gonna fucking. The thing about nuclear deterrence and shit too, it's like, dude, like even if they shot all their nukes, we'd shoot all our nukes too. It's like lots of people would die still.
Right.
I mean, regardless, it's
that's the thing though. I feel like we're so farther, well, not even farther evolved more than China, but it's the fact that our defense system, they would shoot the nukes, we would shoot nukes, we would be able to shoot their nukes down. They would probably shoot our down, you know, like it would be a back and forth situation that no one actually gets nuked, but it'll
be economic fucking, you'll throttle everybody out, all the money out of everything.
Right.
Nukes aren't cheap.
Exactly. Well, it's in the same way that, like, you know, when they start firing missiles at Israel or whatever, not saying that Israel's a good guy either in the situation, but you know, where it's like, that's the idea, right? They just fire 1,000 missiles, not necessarily to hit people because they didn't hit that many people, but the fact that every time that Israel has to block one with the fucking Iron Dome, that costs them a fuck ton of money. They're just losing millions and millions of dollars every single day that happens.
Which forgive me, but are we good with Russia right now? I don't.
Russia is so not a fucking threat compared to China. That's
feel
the
like
thing.
That's the thing with Russia. They wouldn't let China do that.
Well, they would work. The thing is, I feel like if they found something that was mutually beneficial, bro, Putin would totally look the other way.
I mean, but Russia also just doesn't have as much skin in the game. I mean, all they have is nukes. Other than that, economically, they're nothing. They're like,
well, that's why they're trying to get on that oil game in the Middle East, bro. That's what, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that I don't like that Donald Trump was selling weapons to the fucking Saudi Arabians. But we could use some Sikh oil, you feel me?
we could use some U.S. oil.
We can use some U.S. oil too.
Canadian oil.
I think that's
Mexico.
I think we should work something out with Canada because I mean, fuck, dude, there's so much of Canada that is literally not being used whatsoever.
Right. Canada doesn't even want to touch us right now.
Dude, Canada thinks they're better than us. But let me tell you, like, bro, Canada, they straight up put a dad in jail because he said, "I don't want my son to be trans."
You know that forks are illegal in Canada, dog.
What?
Forks are illegal in Canada. Swear to God, look at it.
Pull it up.
Swear to God, I'm not joking with
Food
you.
utensils.
Can't just be saying shit like that.
Nah, dude. I watched a story the other day about this dude that was like, "Yeah, I went to Canada."
TikTok hoax and plastic ban explained.
Wait.
Fake news.
Nah,
Don't be spreading fake news on this show, bro.
No, it's not TikTok. I swear
Are
to God.
forks banned in Canada? If you've seen news floating around Twitter or TikTok that the cutlery item has been banned, you've been confused over this new policy. Let's unpack what's been going on. Canada doesn't have forks? Canadian moots, is it true because y'all had some fork fight that y'all don't have forks? How do you eat certain foods, eating certain foods like pasta without a fork? Are forks banned in Canada? Yes and no. The rumor that Canada has banned fork came from a viral TikTok video where the creator claimed forks were totally banned. They said that forks were unavailable to purchase as a result of the Great Canadian Fork Fight. What? Is it not in that Canada?
Much attention into it.
Yeah,
but
you still go on and you spout your misinformation. This is a hard news show. We only talk about facts and real things that aren't fake, and we know everything about foreign policy.
Everybody about that TikTok.
Good.
Now,
We're issuing.
we're
We're issuing. We're debunking ourselves.
I just said I heard it. You know,
But what's the focus.news? Can they be trusted?
Rumor has it.
On October 2020, plans to fully ban single-use plastic were announced. They're hoping to do so by the end of 2021. Environment and Climate Change Minister Jonathan Wilkinson announced this as part of their plan to achieve zero plastic waste by 2030. Wilkinson said, when a ban comes into effect, your local stores will be providing you with alternatives to use these plastic products.
So like cardboard forks.
It's just the plastic shit. Whatever. It's fun.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
I thought it was.
Hey,
just
anyways,
forks in general.
real quick, if y'all are in that chat still watching, please pop the fuck off. Let us know what the fuck. Wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud. Who's that for? Who's that?
All of us?
Who's that directed at? All of us? I'll take it. Shit. It is what it fucking is.
Yeah, I'd be like that. Fucking. What else do we got here? Oh yeah. Yikes.
Getting on to the juicy shit.
Man. Okay.
So Drake Bell.
That was directed at you, Christian. Little Paisley. Little Paisley.
Okay.
He's like, fuck you. He's like, fuck the audience. No, I'm just kidding. I love the audience. Shout the fuck up. Shout the fuck out to the audience. I'm so all right, but anyways, let's talk about Drake Bell. Ooh, and we had a musical. Do you want?
Oh God. Yeah, we got like 2 seconds of. Well, all right.
We got 2 seconds of the song.
How's it going again?
I don't fucking know. Anyways.
I never thought that I'd be convicted, but she's underage. She's underage. If you open up your eyes. Anyways, let's not go on there.
Lord.
Fucking Drake Bell has been I put convicted on the thing. They're not convicted, charged with child endangerment as well as sending inappropriate messages to a minor.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Join the Dalia Club.
You know, I would have expected this thing to happen to the other Drake, but you know, I guess you know.
Millie, do you love me?
Fucking
Yikes.
Yo,
so yeah,
actually,
man.
yeah,
We got the article on there or no? No article about it.
We got an article of Newsweek.
There we go.
Trusted name in news. Newsweek.
Hey, bro, I just want to say, bro, like Dan Schneider's like training is complete now. He's like, join the dark side. He's like, ask for the feet pics. Like, dude, if he asks for feet pics, bro, it's the Dan Schneider circle is confirmed, bro.
After this, I definitely feel like we should see if BB Pigeon has anything new up on there.
We can do a fresh take article on BBC Pigeon.
So Drake Bell charges explained as former Nickelodeon star to appear in court. Drake Bell has been charged with attempted child endangerment and disseminating in matter harmful to juveniles.
Disseminating matter harmful to juveniles. Okay.
Best known for the teen sitcom Drake and Josh, the former Nickelodeon star pleaded not guilty to the misdemeanor charges in court this week. Both of the charges stem from alleged incidents that happened in Cleveland. Oh man.
Cleveland
rocks. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks.
Bro,
Cleveland rocks.
if you catch yourself in the Midwest, bro, just don't. Just leave.
It's what happened in Ohio, dude. In 2017. Wow.
Okay. So all facts will be revealed in the courtroom. There is no additional comment at this time.
Oh wait, we skipped the part where it's a 15-year-old from Canada, despite this happening in Cleveland, Ohio.
First reported the alleged.
Yikes.
How does that happen in what the fuck? See, that's what I'm saying. This is what
An
the
incident.
details. I need the details.
All will be revealed in the courtroom. There's no additional comment at this time. Wow, that's crazy. So Bell, 34, is now scheduled to appear in an Ohio court for a pretrial hearing on June 23rd. He's posted $2,500 bond and was released. Yo, I heard that Drake Bell was trying to escape to he was inseminating juveniles. That's correct.
Disseminating his prostate matter.
Bobby, you've been quiet for how long, and you just like come in with that one.
I'm sorry.
Fuck, dude.
Shit, Bobby, what do you think about Drake Bell?
He's cool. I mean,
Okay, wait. So, according to Free Legal Advice, child endangerment happens when an adult caring for a child fails to ensure that the child is free from dangerous situations and adequately protects the child. So he was probably kicking it with this chick and like offered her a blunt or something. Like that simple,
Bro,
don't
if
be-
Drake Bell passes you the blunt, you gotta hit. I never thought it would be so simple, but you gotta hit that shit.
dude, it's
That's
bad,
pretty
bro.
bad. It's pretty bad. Misdemeanor. Okay.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
you know, you know what's the bigger crime though is his fucking music career.
Dude, it's so bad. I'm not gonna lie though, dude. I was earlier. We were definitely at the gym and we were making all these fucking jokes about this. And I definitely put on and found a way as I was working out and I was going ham. But then I also heard that Drake Bell has a fucking song that is remixed by Caravan Palace too. And I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I know Caravan Palace. Somebody here thinks I'm a 12-year-old because I like Caravan Palace, but. Dude, but I was like, no, you fucking diddlers and furry.
That's totally Kyle.
Totally Kyle, bro.
Remember Totally Kyle?
Hey, you know what kind of law he's gonna have to deal with now? Megan's.
Megan. So are you calling Drake a liar?
I ain't calling him. Fuck, I couldn't think of anything.
I ain't calling you a truther.
Dude. It's
Drake?
bad.
Did you inseminate a high school girl? Did you inseminate my Oprah? Oprah! It's the game sphere. It's spherical.
Bro, I said I wanted to fucking make like a montage though of like Drake Bell getting arrested and like put in the back of a cop car and like going into court and it's like, I never thought that it'd be, it's like the fucking song playing. And then Josh is in the courtroom like, I wonder what he has to say about this, bro. I'm sure he might fucking say
That's
something.
why Josh Peck didn't invite Drake Bell to his wedding.
He knows he's a fucking sexual deviant.
He's a super freak.
Jesus.
Cool.
Man. Well, way to ruin our childhoods real quick. Fucking. There we go. Oh, last beer. Sorry. Not sorry, y'all.
Cool. Anything else y'all want to get into?
Oh, yeah. Let me give it a special shout out again. I don't know if they still made it through all the whole episode here. Just go right here real quick. Just shout out to fucking Keepa. Sacramento's doing this new Rolling Loud thing here. We're going to have our own little Rolling Loud in Sac.
Nice.
That's pretty fucking dope. HOF is lit. I don't even know if that's still a thing, but I remember HOF was fucking tight. So I'm excited to see more, local fucking festivals and shit. And you already know we're going to try to get some coverage of this shit. But yeah, shout out to Keepa. I don't know if you have any samples in your music or anything. So unfortunately, I'm not going to like play any of your songs just because I don't know if, the audio get removed and shit. But shout out to the boy. Fucking, we're definitely going to check that shit out and try to do
July
some
10th and 11th.
try to do some coverage of that shit for sure.
Tight.
And then real quick, Logan Paul versus fucking Floyd Mayweather. Yo, fucking dude.
Yes.
Woo, man.
And the interracial gay porn, that's what I saw.
Indeed. Basically, bro. Dude.
Happy Pride Month.
Come on, bro. Dude, I am livid because
Disappointed.
you know what, man? I feel like
It's a point, man.
there was a lot of hype. A lot of hype here because a lot is a fucking. I feel like it's different like generations of people being hyped for their own reasons, because there's like your fucking YouTube, Instagram. People are like, oh man, fucking, was it Jake or Jake Paul? I don't even remember what the fucking
It's
one.
Logan.
It's Logan.
Yeah. Fake news. You're lying. But both of them fight, actually.
No, yeah, both of them do fight. I think the other one's fucking better than him at boxing. I'm pretty sure from like what I've heard, but
supposedly they're gonna fight at one point. But
the brothers.
yeah, so someone actually talked to him about, because I honestly did like a bunch of research into like the whole fight and everything afterwards, and
Yeah.
someone actually asked Logan about, hey man, is the like the fight being planned to go on? And then he's all like, well, we're both still young, we're both still athletes that don't know where we're gonna go with, but later on down the road, then they could see it happening. Why are they gonna waste their young age?
I just
one
want
of
to
the biggest fights that could be, they're trying to think of a more
No, they're trying to milk that out for the long game for sure.
Exactly.
I just want to say though, like, okay, again, you got your different crowds coming in for your different reasons. You're excited about why you want to see it. And a lot of people wanted to see fucking Floyd Mayweather whoop Jake Paul's ass. They wanted to see him beat the fuck out of this little motherfucker. But first of all, I just want to say I do not consider these guys real boxers. Like, and I know that might be like, oh, but what? Like, but like they could kick your ass. Like, yeah, probably. But like these fools are very fucking clearly in it for the clout. They're very clearly in it for, you know, certain reasons. Hey, let me get to my point here real quick, right quick. And so, you know, elevating yourself to a status, you know what I mean? You come in the game rich, you know what I mean? So they come into boxing with money, with resources, with a fan base already. And then you fucking, because of your status, you're allowed to fight fucking
people
you
that
know,
you shouldn't be able to fight.
yes, you have no. He didn't earn the right to fight fucking Mayweather.
You gotta
He's
work
just
your way
rich, and he now because he fought Mayweather, he's gonna put himself in the fucking same category as like De La Hoya and Pacquiao and all these motherfuckers who are genuinely badass. And when first of all, he fucking sucked, bro. This motherfucker had a 13% accuracy on his punches. And when Floyd Mayweather had about a 48%, right? But Floyd Mayweather threw literally half as many punches as Jake Paul. So Jake
You
Paul
also got to
just
remember
landed
that
more.
that man has 20 years on him.
Hey, first of all, yes. And
Yeah.
dude, he was not even trying in there. I haven't seen Mayweather try since he fought Pacquiao. And even then, a lot of people wanted to see Mayweather fuck up Jake or Logan Paul, whatever the fucking one was. That's not even how he fights. He doesn't even do that, bro.
A
He
lot of
fucking
people wanted to
drags it
see him
out.
fuck up McGregor.
Dude, he doesn't fight like that though, period.
That's what
He
he's known. Like, I'm not into like boxing or like MMA shit really at all, other than just like what I hear from fucking like Rogan or like what you know. But like from what I understand is that Mayweather's definitely a big like defense guy. Like he's not like going in there just being like like he's like, you know, like conserving his energy,
He was
playing smart,
definitely- I
not
wouldn't-
you know.
I wouldn't say he was hugging as much as Logan was, but he was still hugging. He was playing the defensive part just because he was being smart in it, because Logan is a bigger guy, first of all. Second
Right.
of all, he's got the reach on him. And third of all, he's just a younger guy in general. But
I don't think Mayweather at any point considered him a serious threat.
not at all.
and I think
not at all.
if-
He was just in there to just make some fucking money.
Money.
No,
straight up. That's what he's excited
why
about.
He's
It's an
Money
exhibition,
Mayweather,
you know.
dog. Like
That's
he's
what-
in there to make
but-
that money.
What someone said here, and we could click on that link. I don't really need to because I can say the same thing he's saying though. Is that it's like when boxing becomes these exhibition matches, right? Where it's like you have the world fucking champion, you know, who undefeated world champion, who's beaten De La Hoya, beaten fucking Pacquiao, you know, literally the GOAT. I mean, one of the GOATs. I hate Mayweather. For a long time, I hated Mayweather, and I can still admit, you know, he's definitely one of the fucking GOATs. Like he's up there with, you know, Mike Tyson and shit, you know. But you have him fighting a YouTuber.
Yeah.
A YouTuber. It's like, what does that say for the sport of boxing, bro? It's like,
My only thing about that though is I mean, I don't personally like Jake, which is the other brother. He's a cocky fucking asshole, and he is kind of doing it for the scheme wise of it. But I feel like on Logan's side of it, I mean, if you think about it, the advertisement of the whole fight wasn't nearly as much as the whole Jake Paul fight that just went on. First of all. Second of all, I feel like he is putting in the training and wanting to switch over that career to the fact that he's kind of moving on and trying to do something new. And I mean, power to him. Sure, I don't feel like he should have gotten that fight. Like, I feel like
He shouldn't
should
have.
been doing what Jake is doing and getting into the actual
fighting small
league.
motherfuckers, you know?
What? And I was
earning his
watching
way up there.
I was watching the Bitcoin convention with where it was like Tim Dillon podcast basically, but Jake Paul was one of the guests on the panel, and they were talking a second about the whole like thing with what's his name, Dana White from is it UFC or
Dana
MMA or
White's
whatever,
just a fucking
right? So
jackass.
about like Jake Paul's like getting on Dana White's ass about like they're like not paying fighters, or they're like, you know, paying
Which is
them like
true.
shitty rates or whatever. So he's going on like a whole conquest against crusade against Dana White, which is interesting because that's like Stephen A. Smith, like who's the video you're talking about, and like Joe Rogan. It's like that's like their boss, you know, like So, like I remember Rogan the other day was just talking about Dana White to somebody. He's like, oh, he's like, you know, such a chill guy, such a good guy, you know, doesn't give a fuck. But that was more in terms of like what like that Dana White doesn't like get on Joe Rogan's ass about like what he's allowed to say like while
Yeah.
he's commentating, which I'm sure is true because he, Dana White just cares about money, which don't blame him. Money's cool.
I mean, money's what makes the world go around. It's what runs UFC in general. I mean,
Yeah, but it's like also, but you're giving people, it's like these fighters are the risk of injury is 100%. Like if you go for long enough, like you're gonna fuck yourself up.
you're gonna have brain damage.
And so it's like they should at least be getting, paid fairly for what they're doing, not to be like, oh, these millionaire fucking, celebrity athletes need to be richer, but it's like, but especially for the smaller guys out there,
You don't need like celebrity athletes. That's what I'm saying. We had celebrity boxing for a long time. Celebrity boxing is celebrity boxing. Yeah, I mean, you're watching, you're going out of your way to watch two famous people fuck each other up. But where is like again, boxers are fucking suffering for it because again, people aren't gonna watch, Jorge Mendes and Salvador, blah blah blah, fight each other when it's like, oh, but Jake Paul, Logan Paul, and it's like, and again too, you're not letting these people who are actually good, because boxing is not just fucking fighting.
Yeah.
Boxing is a fucking sport.
Logan
Boxing-
Paul does just have a very punchable face though, so that is
Well, the
that
thing
is
is, dude,
one thing, yeah.
something I was even gonna say too is like it's very clear this motherfucker Logan Paul cared more about looking ripped than getting the actual boxing muscles. Because if you look, bro, Mayweather was puny compared to him, first of all, and Mayweather literally was
that
like,
man had the sword. He had the boxer build. There's that certain like build that you have that it's like you're going in knowing that you're gonna be able to take the punch. And the difference with Logan Paul, he was puny in certain areas that if you look at these other fighters, including Mayweather, that it's like he clearly was just trying to look big.
that's what I'm saying. He cared about looking ripped, and it's like, bro, if you're gonna fight fucking Mayweather, you don't want to be slow. You don't want to fucking be slow because guess what? You're gonna get tired, and he's gonna whop on you.
Fastest dudes
Yeah.
on the
Like
planet.
he's gonna fucking whop on you, and
because
it's like
a lot of the like really high tier athletes out there, like Tom Brady's not like like ripped looking, like he just looks like chunky, but it's like he's like a fucking just like
a fucking
he got
beast.
but he's a beast though, or like fucking what in like Daniel Cormier or whatever, or like these other guys where it's like they look like they don't look as intimidating because you usually associate just like being ripped with being strong and good at fighting, but it's like it's not necessarily
the
the
thing
case.
is though is that
Look
like
at sumo
when I was
wrestlers, bro.
watching it too, bro, it's like, dude, fucking Mayweather had him by the balls, bro. Like literally
He's playing with him.
like he was like perfectly dodging every like
Yeah.
hell, like like straight up like and it's like
He knew what was coming.
like laughing at him, and it's like at least the McGregor fight, dude. The McGregor fight was interesting because McGregor wanted it. You can tell. You can tell McGregor was like, I'm gunning for blood, and I'm a dirty Irish motherfucker, and I'm going to fucking, I'm gonna get mine in. You feel me? That was fucking McGregor's fucking idea. You could tell so much else was on Logan Paul's mind. Like I said, McGregor didn't get like big like that either, though. He was like wiry in the ring, bro. He was all like it was weird, because he's not a boxer. He's an MMA fighter. So like his whole style was totally different, and it definitely, you saw it made Mayweather be on his toes about it.
Yeah.
Whereas this, he was fucking toying with the kid so hard. Apparently at one point he fucking knocked him out, but then he fucking hugged him up.
That's the
hugged him
whole,
up
like,
on
yeah.
himself, like,
Supposedly,
he's like, well, here's the thing: a knockout. Obviously, it's not out, but like if he was able to, just keep him lift up. But it's like if he would have knocked him down, you feel me? Like it wouldn't have been over. I don't think he would have got up. You know what I mean? So-
Yeah.
that's the thing that like I will give it to Logan. He did last eight rounds, the full 8 with the world's best. First of all, second of all, I mean, you could see that he has been training to an extent that, I mean, he was dodging some of those punches, but Mayweather had it on him.
His
completely.
form's sloppy, bro. His
Yeah.
punches are sloppy as
His-
fuck. He
his
looks like
punches look
he looks
bitchy.
like he's fucking drunk, just throwing hands, and it's like, dude, like
He
you're
lost
trying
that
to
control
you're
of a
trying to enter the realm of,
pro
dude,
fighter.
13% accuracy, 13%. He fucking threw 200 and I think it was 230 or like 260 punches, 13% landed. That means like he landed like fucking 8 punches, bro, or maybe
Like 30 punches.
30 punches. But still, and then this motherfucker Mayweather got 48, and he fucking, so he landed like 80 punches. versus Logan Paul throwing over fucking 200, landing like 30. This fool only threw a fucking, like couple hundred and fucking got most of them, like it's just sad. I don't think that like
all I gotta say is I want to see Logan in the ring more. I want him to see. I want to see him take his brother's path of going into the league and really seeing up against these guys that are really his size. And like, I want to see him go through it the right way instead of being like, hey, I'm gonna hand over you the biggest fight on the planet.
This is kind of like this is kind of like the equivalent of with comedians, where there's like some stand-up comedians where it's like they first had to do all the open mics, and then they had to do all these like bullshit little gigs, then they had to do all these like road gigs throughout the Midwest, and they're like, oh boy, I finally get to headline at Magoobies in fucking whatever, Cleveland or whatever, and then you have to work your way up, and then at the same time there will be like some other fucking usually a chick. Or, they'll have
Amy Schumer ass bitch,
and they'll be on like they'll have like a movie or something, and they have so much clout from doing like a movie or doing a podcast or doing YouTube or something like that they just get thrust into being headliners like without having to like pay their dues first.
That's like when
which is like, hey, if they're funny and they can fucking command an audience and they can really like make people laugh, it's like, hey, I mean, okay, but you gotta.
That's like Eric Andre getting the stand-up special, and he's fucking garbage at stand-up, bro.
Yeah,
he's really fucking bad.
Funny guy in a lot of ways, but not so much in stand-up.
Big picture guy.
That's also another thing that kind of pissed me off with the Jake Paul fight, just because he fought a wrestler.
Who did he fight again?
Arkins. What was his fucking name? Something Arkins.
Interesting.
But anyways, he was a pro wrestler a lot of his time, and then he did I'm pretty sure MMA for a little bit. But he was also not the best fighter. He was a world champion wrestler, and it was not like, oh, he's being set up against, this big bad dude. But also, like, I don't know. I feel like they were kind of equal in a way of experience in the ring.
No, I could see that where it's like a much more like balanced
it's
fight.
It's toned down because that
again,
fool called him out, and he was all like, all right, let's go. But with this whole situation, I feel like it was kind of a money scheme, even though it does show that, like,
it's all a money scheme.
The dude's putting in the work to try.
I just really don't want them to be.
It was a disappointing fight.
I don't want those brothers to become boxing icons because they're not. I hate to say it, they're not. They are.
But I kind of want to see them become the boxing icons and say, fuck y'all.
I kind of don't want them to be honest. Like, because like
when I was talking a second ago about like, celebrity boxer, where like what I guess I meant was like boxers who become extremely famous and become extremely well known for being incredibly good at boxing. Not necessarily like they're famous and then they just like happen to do boxing and they just use their clout. Like if they become good enough and that just on their own merit are like kicking ass, like, hey,
it's like, you know what made Manny Pacquiao like Pacquiao became a cultural sensation after he beat De La Hoya. You feel me? It's like after he beat the other GOAT. So like, yeah. Anyways, what do you guys think? I think got any more shit we trying to talk about, or are we thinking we hitting a good spot here?
I think that about does it, y'all.
Yeah, I think so too.
Unless there's anything else you guys wanted to talk about.
Just thank you to everybody who drops a chat and everybody who
we had some good amount of chats today.
Too much, bro. I mean, seriously, we had a pretty good crowd going here.
I'll try to be less awkward next time. No promises.
Drop one more comment in the comment if you're still tuned in. Say arrivederci and good night, because it's au revoir, my Zudes, I believe. Last comments from these gentlemen.
Peace out. Catch me at Big Sexy on June 12th, Saturday, 6 to 9. Come through.
Oh, wait, fuck. We have a request. Fuck, we have a request. Wait, what's the request? Hang on.
What is the
audience interaction? Chris,
you can wear a mask. It may prevent. See, it's like it goes between like it goes between Trump and Fauci, where it's like you can wear a mask, and I don't think why would China be their own people and droplets. What about the droplets?
Do Louis Armstrong as well. That's
see droplets in the sky. All right. It's been a ZUDECAST.
It's been a ZUDECAST.
Get the fuck out of here.
Bussin'.
What is up, my Zudes? What is up, my Zudes?
What is up? What is up? What is up, my suits? What is up, my suits?
Tight.